We've come to Luxembourg to look at the nerve centre of Europe's investment funds industry. The growing country's population is fast approaching 600,000, living in one of the world's wealthiest states. Much of the success is down to Luxembourg's early adoption of European directives from 1985 onwards, allowing the sale of investment funds across borders. Complex strategies, previously reserved just for banks and pension funds, have been made available to ordinary people on Europe's boulevards, straßes and avenues. Luxembourg has shared this vision with EU lawmakers, positioning itself as the leading hub for investment funds. Assets worth more than 3.6 trillion euro are now overseen here. Luxembourg-labelled products are also seen as having a stamp of approval, recognised as far afield as Latin America and Asia. How the country responds to geopolitical challenges will be crucial to its future success. Brexit may be seen as having a negative influence, spreading uncertainty across much of Europe. But many financial groups with offices in London are coming here to see how the land lies, in order to preserve access to the single market for financial services. One of the key advocates and promoters of Luxembourg as a financial centre is the Grand Duchy's Investment Funds Association, ALFI. We're here at ALFI's headquarters to speak to Denise Voss. She's chairman of the association and also head of operations of US fund manager Franklin Templeton.
Certainly Brexit is a challenge for asset managers. There have been some asset managers that need to find a solution to Brexit, if you will, to be able to continue to access European investors. So British asset managers, yes, definitely, and we've certainly seen a few of them come to Luxembourg, meet with the regulator, CSSF, to discuss options. M&G is the one that everyone knows who has announced their intention to set up a UCITS fund, again, to maintain access to European and then worldwide investors. Japanese asset managers have used London as their access to Europe. So clearly they're also impacted potentially by Brexit. So they're also considering their options in the face of a hard Brexit, if you will. The expertise that's been built up over the years, the so-called ecosystem that we call it, is another big argument, if you will, for why Luxembourg. The government support and the stability of Luxembourg as a country is certainly an important factor for investors and for asset managers.
Do you feel that ecosystem you talk about, Denise, is that innovative enough, particularly in the technology areas such as the fintech, the regtech, the cleantech as well?
Well, certainly the Luxembourg government is quite keen to develop Luxembourg as a fintech or digital technology hub, if you will. ALFI has done its part. It's set up a digital fintech forum with working groups looking at digital distribution. I think we're getting close to finding some practical solutions to blockchain, in particular in the area of know your customer, anti-money laundering identification, which is a very cumbersome, expensive, manual process that every asset manager or fund administrator has to undergo. The Luxembourg House of Financial Technology, the LOFT, has just been launched. It's not just about talking about blockchain and how exciting that could be. It's about coming up with something practical.
Do you have enough staff to make sure that the initiatives will actually work in reality?
In a growing business like the fund industry has always been a challenge because it keeps growing. You need more staff. So I know the auditing firms, the law firms, they recruit at universities in France and Belgium and Germany and beyond, I would say. But we also need to make sure that we have the skills, and we continue to develop the skills that we need. And so we are having discussions also with the University of Luxembourg to see what kind of programs can we put in place to help develop those skills. In the past, it was maybe a challenge to get people to come to Luxembourg, given it was small and relatively unknown. But over the last 30 years, it's developed a lot. And we've seen over the years that once you get somebody here, they want to stay, basically. We have investors in 70 countries, resident in 70 countries that invest in Luxembourg funds. We have asset managers from nearly 70 countries that have set up funds in Luxembourg. So that means we have needs, business models that are quite different. And the ecosystem here, including the regulator, the CSSF, and all understand that you can do business in a different way. I think in respect of Brexit, I think we will see different jurisdictions take different types and pieces and amounts of business. But we'll get our share.